Hey guys, it's Greg at Vanguard Motor Sales. Man, I got my new favorite car in the showroom today, a 2020 GT500. That's right, she's black and she's beautiful, and it's got the $10,000 option of the painted stripes on it. Those white stripes really set this thing off. I absolutely love it. Now, personally, I had a black one of these and I thought I loved this car, but you know what? With the white stripes, I mean, I'm in love with this baby. They just really set off the car. You want to talk about race car? This baby looks just like a race car. Now, if you want to have your own mini little car show, just go put gas in it anywhere. You will have a flock of people stand around you asking you questions about your beautiful GT500, 760 horsepower under the hood. As you look down the side of it, she is just as slick as can be. Now this car's got just under 1,400 miles on it, so she's just barely been driven. Now, personally, I put about 100 miles a day on my car, so guys, this thing has just barely been driven. Now, all the reflections in this factory paint just looking absolutely gorgeous. It's got the aluminum wheels on it. And then check out the interior on this baby, man. Of course, my favorite color interior is black. Love the seats. Now those seats are cooled and heated, which is super cool. You got the back seat back there so you can sit the kiddies in there and give them a little thrill ride. Get out there on the highway and put the hammer down and get a little adrenaline going. This thing is absolutely amazing. It's got the 7-speed dual clutch automatic, well, it's not really an automatic transmission. It's a manual transmission that shifts automatically. So this baby will just get down the road and scoot like you can't imagine. We're gonna pop open the trunk here. Now I've gone to the grocery store in my cars about 47 times, and you can get a lot of groceries in there. I've actually had mine out at Home Depot. Those seats fold down. You can get quite a bit of stuff in that thing once you fold down those seats. Tell you what, I use mine as a daily driver and I absolutely love it. You can see it's just as clean as a whistle. I always say that you can only keep one this clean. You can't make it this clean. They definitely took care of this baby. I don't see any door dings, any major rock chips or anything on this car. Now it's got the gurney flap on it. This car does have the technology package and the handling package, which is super cool. And like I said, the $10,000 painted stripe option, that is really rare. Not very many of them have that. A lot of them have the vinyl stripes. Now guys, at Vanguard Motor Sales, we do not do any consignment whatsoever. That means we own this GT500, and I know you want to hear that 760 horse Predator motor fire up, but before we do that, we're going to go out in the shop. Now we're right here in the Motor City, so we've got great facilities for working on old cars. You know, this is where they were all born. Now we've got 25 lifts in here, 15 full-time mechanics checking stuff out. And then about 2 miles from here is our main showroom where there's over 150 cars there. So we own all of our inventory here at Vanguard. We don't do any consignment whatsoever. And a lot of people ask us, where do we find all these awesome cars? Where we're hopping on airplanes, getting in cars, driving thousands of miles, getting on our hands and knees with flashlights, checking out the bottoms of cars. We're checking them out top, bottom, inside and out. We're really picky about every car that we buy. The paint, the chrome, the underside, the suspension, the motor, the interior. Now, once we get them back here, the mechanics fully inspect every one of the cars before we park your dream in your driveway. It's GT500 time, my favorite car, baby. She's sounding awesome, driving awesome, And I know I've said this 1,000 times. You guys are probably getting tired of hearing it, but I've had 5 of these. I've put between 20 and 25,000 miles on each one of them. And I absolutely love this car. And I tell you what, I love this color combination too. So I'm gonna get another one here in about a month, get my truck sold. And if this one's still on the lot, I'm taking it. So she's a sweetheart. You can see down here on the dash, everything lit up, looking good. Now, you can see that the dash can be many different colors. I would not pick purple. I think I've always had white on mine. I don't even know how to change them, but you go into all those settings and that, you can figure out how to do launch control, the line lock, all that stuff. I know how to operate the line lock, and I know how to, down here, you can change your exhaust tone and then your driving mode, like if you're track mode or drag race mode or slippery road mode, or all those buttons are down there. Then all your Cobra settings are up here on the steering wheel. You can also operate the radio and everything off the steering wheel. Super cool here, guys. I absolutely love the car. This thing's only got just under 1,400 miles on it, just barely driven. I mean, there's not much else to say. They're fast as grease lightning. I actually had one of mine a couple of years ago out on the drag strip, and I actually ran a 10.8 with all-season tires on it. I mean, it just, like I said, they're fast as grease lightning. And we can deliver it anywhere in the world. You just call Tom. He'll tell you all about how easy that is. And I want to thank all 2 million of you who have already subscribed to our channel. And if you haven't subscribed, it's a great way to keep track of our inventory. So hit that subscribe button, then hit the bell button, and you'll get notified whenever we get a cool car like this one in. So stick with us. We're going to take it back to the shop right now and put it up on the lift and show you how pretty the bottom side is. Then we'll take a look at that Predator motor. All right, we're underneath this Mustang now, and it's just as clean as you'd expect. Slick as can be, and I'll tell you, we got the rear end housing here, all nice, clean, bright aluminum. 373 gear in there, and then you see these 2 pipes right there. This car actually has a cooler on it, so it actually pumps the fluid back to a cooler and then pumps it back in the rear end. We've got a little sending unit here, so up on the dash you can actually monitor the temperature. You can see the lower control arms here are all aluminum, and they're nice and bright and shiny just like you'd expect, and super heavy duty. Of course, we got braces here, there's a sway bar here, there's another brace up there. I mean, these things are built for all that horsepower. You can see how nice and clean the bottom is, just like you'd expect. She's slick as can be. Then here we are with our 7-speed dual clutch Tremec transmission. Now this transmission, a lot of people are calling it a automatic. It's not really an automatic. It's a dual clutch manual transmission that is shifted automatically. So one clutch takes care of first, third, fifth, and seventh. The other one does reverse, second, fourth, and sixth. We got our cooler lines here for the trans. Of course, we'll talk about the motor here in a minute. We got the gigantic brakes up here. I believe it's 16.5-inch disc brakes. Just looking massive, and it will stop this car on a dime. I mean, this thing goes lickety-split, but man, does she stop. Everything, again, all the aluminum and everything up here is looking nice and bright. Now, we do have a few scrapes on the nose. This thing is very, very low to the ground. So whenever you're pulling out of a driveway or pulling up to a curb, make sure you keep it off the curb. She's beautiful, man. I absolutely love it. Then, of course, we've got our aluminum wheels with these. These are 305/30/20s. You'd think I'd have that committed by memory by now. These are the Pilot Sport 4S's. You can see those gigantic Brembo brakes, and I love it when you spin the wheel. You can see the whole thing. Now look down the side of this black beauty, man. She is gorgeous. That black paint is just as slick as can be. Now this little air hole here, they actually make some little rubber pieces that'll fit in there because the tires will actually throw a bunch of little rocks up on here. I always put those in there. It keeps down on the dirtiness. Out back, we got 315/30/20s back here, and again, Brembo brakes. And this is actually the parking brake right here. And again, Pilot Sport 4S's. Let's lower this thing down. Look at that Predator motor. All right, under the hood, we got this Predator motor, 5.2 liter with the big old supercharger sitting on top, making 760 horsepower. Now, the guys are so proud of each one of the motors they hand build, they actually sign the motor. Of course, it's got Mr. Cobra up there. It's got power brakes, anti-lock brakes, power steering. Actually, it's electric power steering on the rack and pinion setup. Everything under here is stock. Everything's looking good. Now they actually have installed, with the handling package, you get the oil separator, which actually takes the excess oil out of the blow-by and puts it right back into the motor, which is super cool. Those usually come in the trunk in a box, but obviously this one's been installed more than likely by the dealer. You can see the painted stripes here. Everything looking absolutely gorgeous. I'll tell you a secret. You can tell real quick whether it's painted stripes or vinyl, because when it's vinyl, they stop at about 1/8 of an inch from the end, and when they're painted, they paint them right down to the bottom edge. Guys, this thing is a blast to drive. You won't ever have more fun in any other car. I'm telling you from experience. So give us a call at 248-974-9513 and let Vanguard Motor Sales park this little dream in your driveway.